Back over at the old Tenths Motorsports. Very famous guy behind me, Shay Seafelt, from that hit show Runs Good that got canceled after 2 seasons. We are back over here. The Junes have already left. They're back in Japan, and now it is on us, and I say us, and I really mean Shay and Scotty, to get the LS3 into the 300ZX. So we are more than capable hands, and I just wanted to come over here and talk to Shay a little bit about what this thing needs using LOJ conversions to put this motor into our 300Z. Talk to me, Shay.
To put it simplistically, needs a lot. But there's a reason why the LS swap is so popular. You know, there's tons of aftermarket parts for it. LOJ looks like they have all of the mechanical stuff sorted out. Beyond that, electrical, fuel, like accessories, all of those things are kind of up to us. It seems like.
So what needs to change accessory-wise?
So the 300ZX is tight, right? And basically there's like 3 cylinders deep in the V6. So we have another set here, and then the accessories are out here, and we still got to put a radiator. So we have to convert all of these, which I think are the GTO accessories or something like that.
F-body, I believe these ones are from F-body.
So all that's got to go, and we got to go to the Corvette stuff, which only buys us like another 1.25 inches or something like that, but still that's
enough.
Make a break. Moves the alternator here, power steering down there-ish, and yeah, not the end of the world, but all of those things kind of add up. And then I think we had to do some banging to give some space here on the frame.
Yeah, I would say so.
I briefly read all of their instructions, and given I've done a couple of LS swaps, this one is pretty much no different. Right? There's some firewall modifications, but the brackets do allow it to sit using the stock subframe, stock transmission mount points. Once we do all of the clearancing on the trans tunnel, it should fit right in pretty easy.
Sweet, and it looks like this already has some mods. They're unknown. We got PRC heads.
That's actually a little terrifying. You know, it's like the LS3 heads are pretty good.
So the fact that they changed them out?
Yeah, they changed them out, so either they're really good or something happened.
I'm gonna probably go with the latter on that one.
Well, I think this is gonna be an awesome setup, really.
Yeah, T56, LS3 in a car that I would never have touched with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you there.
But this is a far cry better than what was already in there. The VG was not a good setup.
Almost any motor swap would be a plus.
Yeah, even just sitting there with no motor in it right now is better than having the VG, I think.
And what this thing's just going to be used for drifting, right?
Yeah, it's going to go to SEMA. It's going to sit in Toyo Tire's booth, and it's then going to do some drift demos.
Hell yeah. So realistically, like, we won't need this. We can put some plugs on the water pump here.
Yeah.
We could remove the thermostat completely if we wanted to, and it just makes the cooling system super simple. We got a return and a feed for cold water into the engine. That'll be simple. Power steering, we just got to get some adapter fittings to the 300.
And they've already spray painted everything, so it looks brand new.
Yeah, well, this may find itself on another car. They did a good job, though.
They did. Well, I mean, a professional painter spray painted it, so I mean, it's going to be.
Oh, look at this! They got the ARP bolt in here already, though.
Better than average.
Nice. So there's already an ARP bolt
Hey.
in there. That's it. Come up. Spray painted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be kind of par for the course. No working lights, right? We don't have to worry about headlights, taillights, anything like that.
I don't know. I'll have to ask him about that. That's a good question. But we do need other stuff also. We need like a gauge cluster. We need what the hell else? You gave a list of stuff and I already forgot it.
So yeah, there's a couple ways you can do it gauge-wise. There's kind of the the ideal way, and then there's like an affordable way, and I think we're gonna mix those two together.
Perfect.
And it comes to be like a handful of clusters can do this, but the AEM one is really nice because you can buy an analog to digital or CAN bus input module that allows you to put things like RPM, coolant temp, oil pressure, stuff like that right into the actual digital display. So that's a really cool way to get fast refresh rate data right into a cluster without having the standalone, because we're going to stay stock PCM, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to stay stock PCM for ease of use. And it's not going to make crazy amounts of horsepower. It's not going to be on any crazy methanol fuel. It's not going to be boosted. So there's not really a reason to go away from HP tuners and that.
Yeah, realistically, it's actually, we can get a budget harness that's just plug and play for this engine right into the stock Gen 4 PCM.
Perfect.
It doesn't really get any easier, and obviously with HP tuners, it can act somewhat like a standalone. This thing will make, with a stock cam, maybe somewhere around like 400 to the wheels.
It's a beautiful thing, man. That is an absolutely beautiful thing. So I'm pretty stoked. Everything's over here. We're gonna go push the Z in, and I'll come back over when we're actually doing some stuff. We have a ton of GKTech to actually put on it too. So while it's up on the lift, and while we're kind of dialing everything in with the swap kit and the engine and all of that stuff, Zach, myself, and Adrian are gonna come over here and put the GKTech love into it on all four corners very inappropriately, and give that thing some angle and some suspension that the bushings aren't blown out of for the last 20 years. So sick. About to tackle getting all of the suspension, the coilovers changed out for GKTech and Fortune Auto. We're going to be replacing all of the arms. We're going to be replacing the lower control arms. We're going to be replacing the coilovers, the upper camber arms, the traction rod, etc. Basically an S chassis rear end here and an R chassis front end. So we have a set of knuckles, we have a set of budget LCAs and a tension rod, we have the coilover obviously, and then we have the most important piece, which you can hardly see, but there is an upper up there. So now the upper is going to be adjustable for camber. So we've got some changes to do to this thing. We've got lines, we have a basic e-brake system. We don't know exactly what we're going to be doing with that yet. But yeah, we have a ton of GKTech goodness to make the bottom of this car look hopefully as good as the top of the car does. Adrian got one side off already. I'm gonna need them Z brakes. Little dude's over here rummaging through his bag. Got some snacks. Plugging away, one corner down. A whole lot of GKTech boxes to put on, but we're just getting everything off for now. So back to it. Day technically 0.5. Got most of the old bits off. Adrian's got coilovers out, the uppers out. Now we just need to jump over to the rears.
Do some rear things.
Rear.
In the rear.
Slammed, eh? got the nice little sight hole right there so you can see if you got thread engagement. Features, baby. We've got the entire left side of the car taken apart. Adrian was out there trying to smash the bearings out because Z32 hubs are just like Skyline hubs, which are horrible. So now we are starting, we just put the fortunes in on this side, and we are starting to get the GKTech stuff set to maximum safe distance. If you've watched any of our how-to videos, I've said that repeatedly for the last 7 years. So yeah, now it's time to just slowly start assembling all the GKTech stuff on to the Z. So while we've been busting around on the suspension, Shay got the T56 clutch, the motor up on a stand, ready to get Corvette accessories and other motor related items. Scotty just being Scotty. Adrian's been busting around on this.
As always.
Caleb's just Caleb. But yeah, we got knuckle on, lower control arm on, tension rod on, upper camber arm on. I know I should turn the flash on. Look at those beauties. Oh, Scotty in with the brightness. Oh, somebody came in with the brightness. We got the fortune coils, looking beautiful. All the GKTech goodness. We're waiting on wheel bearing. We got the tie rod ends and the GKTech extended tie rods. This thing is going to turn at least 4 degrees more than it did before. Hopefully. This looks like an archaeological rebuild of a dinosaur based off of the femur from the dinosaur, which would be the 300ZX. And then now we've reconstructed what we think it might look like with new parts. And it makes so much sense. Look at that thing. Look at that prehistoric artifact right there. So that was pretty funny. Back over at Mr. Will Sanders' shop. Now the Junes got delayed. There's a typhoon and they got rerouted, and now they're going to be 2 days late. They left on Thursday. They were supposed to be here today. We were supposed to start smashing on both the Z's. That's not going to work. So they're arriving in LA on late Saturday night, and they can't get to Albuquerque until Sunday morning. So got the car over here at least. Shay's still over at Tenths putting the motor into the other Z, but we are smashing on this one. Aaron's helping me out a bunch. Thanks to Will for letting me borrow him because he's been a gem. He is, this is what he does, or did. He removes body panels and he puts them back on. So he is much better at this than I could ever hope to be. But we've gotten most of the stuff off that needs to come off. We got to paint the door jambs on this thing. These plastic strips have to come off. We're going to paint the inside of the door. We're going to take the doors off. The front bumper's already off. So he's been smashing. I do want to say that whoever put this car together before did a pretty goddamn fantastic job. They used super nice hardware. Everything's painted. Everything's, even the pass-through for the oil cooler lines is just, it's very well done. But just, it's nice to see this kind of craftsmanship when you see a build like this, because normally everything is kind of hodgepodge together. So it's a breath of fresh air is what we're trying to say here. But yeah, plugging along. So the goals were supposed to be, we were supposed to start today on both of the cars, get both of the cars over here, get them both ready for paint, get them both ready for fitting the body kits on, because that's going to be a huge ordeal, because that's the first body kit of that style for this one and the first body kit for the style of the other car. So all the cutting, all the fitting, all the trimming, and then giving feedback to Rocket Bunny on what they can do to make the fitment better, what they can do to improve the process, make it easier for the end user to install. So we were basically the guinea pigs for all of that, which is fine because that's why the Junes are here, because they've done that multiple times. So I'm just doing as much as we can in the meantime to get these things ready to take a little bit of load off of their plate once we're going. So once we get all this stripped down, then I got to start sanding. It's going to be fantastic. So we got everything separated, Z33, Z32. Seems like there's a lot less on the Z32. Or maybe it's just because it's piled. Oh, some stuff got misappropriated. That's why this pile seems smaller. But you got wing. I have no idea what that gigantic square piece is.
Authorized sticker. At least genuine.
Genuine. I like how there's only two stickers.
This is genuine.
Genuine. Look, tape. There's the label. 100% authentic. Nice. Some wing brackets. You get turn signals. Same with this one. And again, these are the first versions of this kit, so we're gonna have to literally fit everything manually, which is crazy. It's pretty cool to see it though. First of its kind. So we're gonna be headed over to Will's shop here in a little bit and actually start trying to put this on the Z33, since Shay still has June Z at 10/10 getting the motor in. So as soon as he gets that in, we'll bring that over to Will's and then start on that one. Crazy. The Junes also overnighted a bunch of parts from Japan. Brake clean.
About $5. Just $5.
$5.
Yep.
That's expensive.
No, the fucking OLED is $8 of so small can. This is more good.
It's big.
Silicone.
Silicone?
Yeah, include the silicone lacquer spray. JDM guys is using like interior dashboard. And
Oh, shiny.
plastic panel, but this is matte black. This is a matte black.
You get as
Now-
much of that as you can off.
We are getting all the emblems off. We had to put the fenders back on. Got a little overzealous last time in removing literally fucking everything. But don't worry, all three Junes are back on the assembly line so that we can start fitting the kit. Getting that off. Got the badges in the back off. June's out there pulling the front bumper apart. Those are gone. People know it's a 350Z. I don't need to announce that. Now we just gotta get all the rest of the stuff off. Cook them with oil. How are your SEMA projects doing, bud?
They're getting there. Still got a couple more, so they're getting there.
Like you said, what's the point if it's not the week of?
Not as fun.
You get 24 hours right before SEMA to get your cars done. That's why we're here now.
I learned last year you actually can still work on your car
At SEMA.
Yeah.
Seen
You
that.
just gotta have 4 Junes.
Well, next time we're gonna have 12 of them. There are gonna be 12 of them here. All the whole country of Junes coming. having to do a little bit of modifications here. These hoses had to get pushed back and in. Probably gonna bolt that to maybe over there somewhere. Had to get this one up. We'll probably have to take that off and move that one up. Cut the ends off there. Cut the ends off there. And now we're modifying for it to fit right on that. Little by little. So it's getting closer to fitting. A few modifications, some cutting. Blown through 2 batteries already because I brought no charged batteries like a champion. A little more trimming and this thing should actually fit. Looks pretty good with the intercooler. Much better than a mesh grill and a radiator. Or a condenser. Whatever's in there. Jun-san.
いいよ。いいよ。
So that's, oops, sorry. That's the hard part, and the most annoying part about fitting a bumper is all these little things, especially when it's like the first run. So you gotta put it on a lot, take it off a lot, trim a lot in a bunch of different places. But then all this feedback is going back to Rocket Bunny so that they can actually make the production kit. So you're welcome. Front bumper is mostly fitted. We've got a couple of small issues we need to deal with, but otherwise it went on pretty well. Now they're trying to line up the fender, making marks, figuring out where everything's supposed to go. June is actually texting with K-Mirror right now, and they're updating the CAD files for this live as we speak. That's pretty sick. So getting the feedback and implementing it into the drawings for the final kit, sick.
かなりきついかな。スライドにしてどうやって止める？
Bye-bye, fender. I can't afford RWB Porsche, so I have a Z. We're doing the same goddamn thing right now. Only mine is on a budget. Bye-bye. USDM is a little bit different than the JDM ones. The JDM ones have a turn signal. I was like, what is this little bump? That looks weird. And then they were like, oh, that's supposed to be for a turn signal. We didn't get those. So now we have to fill those little holes. Always something. One side extended, so this wasn't quite meeting up to the headlight. So they put a little more fiberglass on there to get that all the way tucked under the headlight. They filled the gaps there. So those are going to be no longer turn signal holes. He's about to cut the side skirts into pieces. And June is checking out the rear wing, which is my whole favorite part of the Rocket Bunny kit. So I'm excited for this part. So now I had a hatch. It had no holes in it. But now it's got a lot of holes in it. And that's okay. Bye-bye 350Z logo. You can fuck right off. It's wing time. I'm not usually a wing guy, but I really like this wing. So 100% worth it. Wing, rib nuts. June 3 came in, got the wing on. It looks so good. Sugoi. It's very old school Porsche whale tail looking. That's why I like it so much. I could dig it. Yo, dog, you got an extension cord on you? Right. sure do. Just gotta hardwire that shit.
Hardwire it. Be there in a second. Making things happen. One step at a time.
Extension cord complete. Well, the bumper's on. Fits. Looks sick. Gaps are pretty good. I think they just need to add a little bit more to that headlight over yonder. One super shitty black wheel removal later, and we've got fender fitment, boys and girls.
Yeah, 60.
60 what? Spacer?
Good night. Good night.
Nice. We're doing some math. Fender. That is a big ass fender. But it's on. It's looking flush. It's that is large and in charge. Now on to the rest. The Junes have an interesting technique. Just weld the bolts on to the body. Daijoubu. They're studs now. Studs in my book. Looking like wide AF, boy.
Yeah, that's
June 2, June 3, finish the rear. Height. Daijoubu. They did the metal seal, everything. You can't really see it, but there it is. It's 1:15 in the AM. We've been going since 10 AM. We've got 3 corners done. The June started putting the studs on this. Started welding on the connecting plate to connect the inner liner to the outer fender. And then we would have been done with the actual fenders. And then the welper ran out of gas. So we just loaded it up in the truck. And we're gonna have to finish whelping that manana. But solid progress. All in all, got a lot of the stuff done. Tomorrow we're gonna have a sanding party. And damn, that thing is wide. Jesus H. That's insane. Looks good around the gas door and everything. Nice.